All right, well, time for some additional thoughts on Love Deluxe by Sade. I have to warn you all, if you're watching, my official Christmas break has begun. So I'm a couple beers in. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling a little jolly, as I should, I suppose. So if I sound a little sauced up, it's because I am a little sauced up. Yeah, yeah, there we go. Um, with this album, whenever I see it discussed online, typically it's with much praise. Very much held in high esteem. Specifically, the music, the production, and going into it. Every now and then I'll go into an album and I'll think, are people overhyping it? Are they overselling it? But with this album, man, especially with it being over 30 years, over 30, I was going to say 40, no, 30 years old, 1992, I have to agree. The sentiment that is shared pretty much consistently with this album and how good it sounds, yes, this album sounds great. Now, I have to put a bit of a caveat next to it because with this type of music, R&B, I mean, this is R&B, you could maybe call it like easy listening, whatever. I don't really exist in that sound space very much when I'm listening to music. If anything, I'm more in an ambient space. I really like ambient. So even though this album sounds amazing, it's not really something I get into very often. But I did have some interesting. I am all fucking slurring all over the place. I did have some interesting experiences with it. One, there were a couple times at work where I had to sit down at my desk, and I do a lot of different things at work, but sometimes I got to do some administrative stuff, paperwork, procedures, stuff like that, right? And it's not stuff I enjoy. It's kind of boring. It's tedious. It's not interesting. And there were a couple times I put on this album. I put on my earbuds, which don't completely cancel out the sound, but they do a pretty good job of blocking out sound. And I'd listen to it, and I noticed almost immediately, like, there's something about it that it just calms me down a little bit. It lets me just relax. And that was really nice when I was doing work that I find to be tedious, annoying. I don't want to do this. I just want to hurry up and get it done. It helped me just slow down and actually kind of do a better job of it, honestly. So that was kind of cool. Also, too, with it being, R&B, I like that the whole album is not like, sexy time songs in a sense. Feel No Pain is a great song about don't let your friends, your loved ones, your relatives, or don't let them get, down in the dumps, caught up in the gloom because it's rough times, like pick each other up. I love that kind of stuff. Pearls is another very powerful song in that regard. Not so much like a love song, but just this tale of this person struggling immensely, but trying to find little ways to help, raise their family and keep going and moving forward. So it's kind of cool because on the surface, it feels like, oh, this is, a lovey-dovey album, but there's a lot more to it than that, which is pretty great. I think for me, favorite tracks, probably Kiss of Life would be my favorite. I love Mermaid too, honestly. And I think Mermaid clicks with me pretty well because it gets a little bit more ambient adjacent without vocals. It's just the production. And so it starts to slide over into a sound space that I'm a lot more familiar with and a lot more comfortable with. Cherish the Day did grow on me too. I remember saying during the reaction how I wasn't really into it because I loved Kiss of Life so much. But Cherish the Day did grow on me. Honestly, the whole album is fantastic. Another interesting experience that I had with it, and I kind of wrote like a little storyboard note, but I put it on at home. It was like the weekend or whatever. My wife was in the kitchen. She was doing something. I was like, oh, I'll just put it on because, I don't know, it was kind of like, cloudy weather outside and we weren't doing a whole lot. And she kind of looked up at me and I'm like, what? Nothing. I'm like, what? Do you not want to listen to this right now? She's like, no. It's fine. It's fine. She was telling me how it occurred to her that if it were somebody else putting it on, she'd feel a little creeped out by it, like someone was trying to put the moves on her, right? And I told her, look, just because I'm putting the album on, it doesn't mean anything. Like, I'm just like, it's a nice quiet afternoon. And she's like, no, that's fine. Yeah, okay. So just because I'm putting the album on doesn't mean that. I'm not trying to like, do that. And just because I've taken my pants off while I put the album on, it doesn't mean I'm like trying to, do anything or whatever. And just because I've got my underwear and I'm doing the terrible towel, well, and she was taking a drink. Oh, I wish that would have been on camera. She was taking a drink of her water right there. She almost sprayed onto her little tablet right there. That was great. Anyway, it was funny. It was funny. It was just funny to put on the album and watch her kind of go, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. Just setting the mood here on a casual afternoon. Overall, like I said earlier, even though this isn't an album that exists in a sound space that I'll visit often, it's really cool to just hear it, the quality of the music. And another thing that was happening while I was listening to this in parallel was I was listening to NWA's Straight Outta Compton album, which came out in 1988. So relatively same time period. And, with obviously very, very, very different albums, right? Obviously. And there's a lot of reasons why you can not compare one to the other. But with NWA and Straight Outta Compton, like, okay, it just sounds like it's from 1988. And it doesn't mean it's a bad album, but you can just tell hip-hop has evolved, rapping has evolved, beats have evolved. Like, a lot of things have changed since then. With Love Deluxe, it kind of, it stands the test of time. Like, it doesn't really sound like it's old. It just sounds fantastic, which is pretty incredible. Like, I always wonder what people think about when they go into making music and what their goal is, what they're trying to achieve with a song or with an album. And I wonder how many artists actually try and get to a spot where their music sounds timeless, where it doesn't age. Because I don't even know how you envision that as a creator. Like, how do you make something that is supposed to just always sound great no matter what? Because time moves on and things change and technology and style and all that kind of stuff, right? But with this album, man, so far, it sounds pretty timeless to me. Like, you can put it on and it's just great. It's just great. Anyway, there you go. Pretty good album. I'm glad I finally got to sit down with it. I'm glad my wife got to join me. I'm glad I almost got you to spit your water out, but that you did not spit it out on your tablet. All right, y'all. Take care. We'll see you soon.